Excuse me, everybody. I I had to go shut the fan off. Otherwise, that's all you'd have probably heard. What you see here is the other remaining piece of snowflake obsidian. Now, this one isn't as large as the last one, but I think it's um, more workable. Now, what I want to get now, the last one hardly gotten, hardly just uh, uh, Harley's channel is Shut Up and Nap, uh, and he takes you right into working these from the very beginning, and he's good at it, and he's very good natured. I mean, he on his last three big pieces, he's managed to put in tremendous, beautiful work on them, and all three uh, managed to be broken. Um, and this is of the 17 pounds of snowflake obsidian that I sent him. Uh, Apparently, this is the largest piece remaining. Now, I'll show you the other piece that he sent me from that in a minute. But what I want to do is I think that this piece, if taken to a marble shop, any marble shop, every community probably has a marble shop because they're all doing what do I want to say? All doing granite tabletops and stuff like that. And countertops and backsplashes. That I think that this piece here could actually be cut this way if you had a good diamond blade, and it might be better that you might start out by cutting it this way. See, if you cut it in half this way, I think if you had a good enough diamond saw, and you could probably pay I mean, I'd probably do it for $10, that you could in fact cut it in four pieces and get four pieces that are this big. That you could nap down to this big and get some very good points out. Now, what I would like, Harley, I'm going to send him this if he'd be kind enough to PM me because I don't want him to insult anybody. Uh, Not that he would, but they might take it as an insult. I would like him to tell me who of all the people that he knows that naps that I should send this to, and that I could send it off and I could get maybe share half and half, get two good points that I'd, if necessary, be willing to also pay for because uh, in the last deal I bought some fossils off of Harley and I sent him some silver to start out with, and then sent him another piece of silver, and then bought five of his necklaces. Uh, but I would be willing, if necessary, to pay somebody. But I would like this. To me, has a lot more snowflakes in it than the previous one, and I would like to have a couple of very long, maybe not Clovis points or maybe Clovis points, but something that I could use as the centerpiece in my show of arrowheads. I have, oh, I don't know, maybe 75 arrowheads, obsidian ones that I've found myself, maybe 15 or 18 of those that are pretty much perfect. And then I have some arrowheads that I bought from a thrift store that I've shown before, and I guess they're rhyolite, and then the other ones are quartz. The quartz ones are just beautiful because it seems so hard to work quartz. And of course the rhyolite, I don't even know how they work that stuff because it doesn't, it just doesn't fracture like this stuff does. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the stuff that Mason has sent me. I always trade fossils for silver with Mason, and Mason's always so kind as to send me arrowheads that a friend of his grand aunt makes, and he must have I mean piles of them, because I'll show you how many he sent me, and they're done very well also. And then I'm going to show you a little group that I got at the flea market. That's not the whole group, because I've given some away, and I've given now, out of the five necklaces that I bought off of Harley, I've given three of them away already. So I got two left for presents for other of my friends' kids. So what I'll do now is I'll give you another little close-up of this, and any napper that would like this rock, um, please get in touch with me. And uh, I, well, it doesn't matter if it's in this country or not. Uh, it sure made it more lengthy to send it to Harley, because and things like this, you got to fill out forms and crap. The country's out of its mind totally when it comes to mailing anything overseas. And even Harley in Vancouver, although Harley's box got here in record time, like 5 or 6 days. Uh, Even sending something to Vancouver took a couple of weeks. But anyway, let me go on and I'll show you a little more about this rock here. I'll get a ruler, and as I said, it doesn't matter if some Canadian ends up with it. I won't send it to Europe, that's for sure. But I would prefer some napper in this country, just to make expedite things, because I'm, as you've known from my other videos, I'm not a person that has much patience. Okay, so we'll start by measuring this like I did the last time, and at its thickest point, it's three it's 3 inches. Now I don't know if that's enough. It should be enough if you have a very good saw to cut this in half. Now I don't know if this will cut without shattering the whole thing. And I don't know. Uh, as I said, I don't know, but generally speaking, it runs between, we'll say, 2.5 to 3 inches, and no places are probably less than 2.5. And at its widest point, it is a little over 8.5 inches wide, and it's roughly 8. At the shortest point, it's 8 inches long. So it's almost a rectangle, uh, 2.5 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches, and it weighs over 10 pounds. So the one Harley chose was a very crazy piece, and that's why it was hard for Harley maybe to get it down uh, to where he did, uh, because it was almost like a ball. You know what I mean? There weren't, whereas this is nice and flat. But the big question is, can this be cut down in multiple pieces, taken off of it? Even though I know Hardy said he probably had enough pieces on that one for 100 little airheads or more. Uh, that's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is if this can be cut, and we can get a number of large, very large. I want one general centerpiece for my arrowhead display, and I would like it to be this snowflake obsidian. And you'll see when I go over it that there's seem to be a lot more snowflakes on this than the other one, although uh, Harley had the option of this or the other one. Now, uh, I'll show you. First, I'll show you a little better close-up of this, and then we'll go and show you the other stuff. Okay, now as you see, this is just covered with snowflakes. This is a very, very nice piece, and I got to be careful because I don't want to. And I think the snowflakes might even be a tad shade bigger. Well, here we can compare them. Here's the one Harley sent me, and the snowflakes, and here's the snowflakes on this one. Now Harley did make, I mean, an absolutely beautiful point, and here that is, just just stunning, and then that was the biggest piece. He was going to make an axe head out of that, and I presume that's what that is, although I guess it's pretty thin for an axe head. Maybe it's a scraper or something. And then he sent along this, which is translucent, but I'm not sure what the media is, what kind, That's a beautiful point. And then there's the two remaining necklaces that I haven't given away yet. And in case anybody wants them, they're $20. Uh, and you can go. Now that's not the site he sells them through, I don't think, but you can go to Shut Up and Nap, his home page, and that's with a K, KNAP, Shut Up and Nap, and he'll direct you to where he sells his stuff from. Okay, so that's the my accumulated return on 17 pounds of this. Now, Mason, he always, as I said, I buy fossils off him, and he always sends me along some airheads that this fellow that his aunt knows uh, had given him, and had given him a lot. And these are the airheads that I've received with no additional charge. These are all presents from Mason, and, and these are all modern made. I mean, these are knappers making them, but and one guy in particular. But look how many he's given me, and these are nice. This is very nice work. Some of these are outstanding. The one that ever got this got the top chipped in shipping, but that was the only one. But these other this man, and he does all kinds of things. I guess these are scrapers, and he does some very thin stuff, and he does some very big bold stuff. And these are the ones that I got. You can see they're almost identical that someone made, and somehow they ended up at the flea market, and I got these for $20. And not only these, but I got a number of others that I've given away. Matter of fact, I gave one away before I even left the flea market that day, and then I've given several away to my friends since then. But this guy did beautiful work, and we'll never know, I guess, who that was, because somebody got them, and sure somebody paid a good amount of money for them, and then they ended up at the flea market in a bowl. Lady wanted $40 or something, and I said they're a couple bucks a piece, $3 a piece. Something. I said I'll give you $20 for the lot. She took them. She took it, and here they are. And then of course in Masons, these cost me nothing, and they're such a good variety. So what I want to do is I want a napper that can knock out, whether they cut this or not, can knock out a really big centerpiece for my display for arrowheads, and it can be like the separation between the Indian arrowheads and the Napper arrowheads. But I see we're way over 13 minutes, and I want to thank you, and I want to thank Harley, and if Harley and other nappers would please uh, PM me, and well, they can put it on here if they don't mind telling me who they think would be the best to to get me a giant point out of this. I'd be very thankful. And of course, watching the whole time the Olympics are on.